Okay, we are going to do solving and graphing two-step inequalities. Now I do have a little key up here. Remember the box stands for inverse. That's where you put the inverse function. The key is if it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, it has a solid circle. If it has a greater than or less than, it has an open circle. Now the inverse, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, so here I'm going to do the first one. And we're going to get rid of the constant. So we have the variable alone with another number that we'll have to get rid of. But the first thing we want to do is get rid of the 3. So the inverse of addition is subtraction. So we're going to subtract both sides. This goes away. We have x over 2 equals 9 minus 3 is 6. Now, this is x divided by 2, so we have to multiply both sides by 2. The 2's cross out. X is greater than 6 times 2, which is 12. So this is an open circle on the 12, and this is greater than, so it's going to go to the right. Okay? Now we have 4x plus 5 is less than or equal to 13. So we have minus 5 on both sides. This crosses out. You bring down the 4x. 13 minus 5 is 8. 4 times x. The inverse is division, so we divide both sides by 4. The 4 crosses out. The x is less than or equal to 8 divided by 4 is 2. Since this is less than or equal to, it's a solid circle, and it's less than or equal to, so it goes this way. Okay? Now, I'm going to pause the video for a minute, and I want you to, you can keep this up if you want, look at it, and I want you to try and do the rest, and I'll be back on, and we'll check your answers. Okay, so let's see how you did. So, the first thing we want to do is get rid of this constant, so we're going to add 19, because the inverse of subtraction is addition. And these crossed out, so it becomes 7x, and 19 and 16 is 35. So 7 times x, the inverse is division. And we want to get rid of the coefficient of 7, so we're going to divide both sides by 7. These crossed out. So x is 35 divided by 7, which is 5. So it's an open circle on 5, and it's less than, so it goes to the left. Now the next one is we are going to get rid of the 5 because it's x minus 4 over 5. So we're going to divide it by 5. So the inverse is multiplication. So we are going to multiply both sides by 5. These cross out. So x minus 4 comes down. 2 times 5 is 10. So we want the x by itself. So minus 4, the inverse is positive 4. These cross out. So x is greater than equal to 14. So we're going to make a solid circle on the 14, and we are going to go to the right because it's greater than. Okay? Now the next one is 9 plus 3x is greater than 12. So when you don't see a negative in front of a number, it's positive. So the inverse of addition is subtraction. So we're going to subtract 9 from both sides. These cross out. 3x is greater than 12. So 3 times, remember when they're side by side, this means multiplication. So 3 times x, the inverse is division. So we're going to divide by 3, because we want to get rid of the coefficient of 3. So divide both sides by 3. They cross out. So x is 12 divided by 3, which is 4. So when we look at this, oh, you know what? I did my math wrong. Sorry. Not 12 divided by 9 is 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay? So then we go down here. X is an open circle, and it goes to the right because it's greater than. All right? Now 3x minus 4, we want to get rid of the constant first. So subtraction, the inverse is addition. You do both to the same side. You cross out this. 3x is 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. Then 3 times x, remember the inverse of multiplication is division. We want to get rid of the coefficient of 3, so divide both sides by 3. So x is 9 divided by 3, which is 3. So then we go to the 3, and it's a solid circle because it's less than or equal to, and because it's less than, it goes to the left. Okay? Now the last two, I'm going to get rid of the constant first. So I'm going to subtract because the inverse of addition is subtraction. So we have x over 8 is less than 3 minus 1 is 2. So then we have to x divided by 8, the inverse of division is multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 8. These crossed out. X is less than 2 times 8, which is 16. So then we're going to make an open circle because it's less than. And then it's going to go to the left because it's less than. Okay? And now the last one, let's see how you did. If we have the constant, it's plus. We want to do the inverse, which is negative 5. So we have to do both sides. The 5 crosses out. 2x. 19 minus 5 is 14. And 2 times x. So multiplication, the inverse is division. So we go divide by 2. These crossed out. 14 divided by 2, because you have to do the same to both sides. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So we are going to make a solid circle because it's greater than or equal to. Because it's greater than, it's going to go to the right. Okay? I hope this helps. Thanks for listening.